Hi guys, today I want to talk to you all about how your thoughts create your life and how this is easier said than done, but once you stop limiting yourself from beliefs you've created about yourself, negative beliefs, doubting beliefs, anything like things like that, your life will change for the better, I promise. Um, a couple days ago, I was talking with a friend and she was just updating me about her life and, how she's been doing, what's going on. And she was telling me how there are certain things she wants to do, things she wants to acquire, but she feels that she's not able to attain these things because of her the way she thinks, the way she is. She knows she has such a negative belief about herself, and that limits her from even attempting to attain these or acquire the things she wants. And I tell her all the time, like, she's even aware how these negative thoughts, because she's not smart, she's not ready, she's not enough, all of these things and more are in her head telling her like she'll fail if she does that. Like, there's no point in trying. Um, it's like a hopeless case. Like, why are you trying something that you're gonna fail at? And she was just telling me how that's what she tells herself and that's what she thinks. And when she was telling me this afterwards, we talked and I gave her advice and everything, comforted her, but afterwards I started to think about my own experience and how I've been through that, and I've not necessarily the same situation, but there have been times in my life where I've limited myself from experiencing or doing or acting upon things that I really would like to and want to, but because of this belief in my head that I'm not enough or I'm not ready or whatever, it stops me. And that's how I used to be. I'm still learning how not to fully be all in my head. There are times where I still limit myself, but I think that just being aware of how my negative thoughts affect my actions and how what I'm doing is already important as it is. Awareness is key to everything in life, I think. Yeah, it's just if you're aware, you know that there's something that you can fix or change or become in order to fix it. Because if you think that if you're so yeah, just awareness brings key to a lot of things. Anywho, I want to share my experience with that, and hopefully anyone who's watching or needs to hear this can help anyone with anything maybe they're struggling with or in a similar situation. Like I said before, I'm gonna use the example of my YouTube channel. Before I even started, I knew I wanted to do YouTube for a really long time. But actually a year ago is when I actually started to like take steps into doing this. For example, for me, I wanted to be a voice for others in a way I wish I had for myself. That's like the one thing I can always remember to say, because that's the one thing like I remember repeatedly writing down why I wanted to do this. And anytime I would have doubts, I'd be like, is this really what I want to do? Is this worth it? Is this, my mind would spiral and I would overthink it. But I would read this and what I wrote and I would go back to it and I'd be like, no, this is how I feel. This is true. So that helped me a lot, just being aware of my actual true feelings. But I used to think that I wasn't ready. I wasn't someone who could be a voice for others or I wasn't someone that other people needed. I didn't have anything to offer. And just so much more, doubts, like, oh, well, I would have to do this and I'd have to do that. And I would just have these grand ideas for myself and visions as to what I wanted this to be. But because I wasn't there as a goal, as a visionary person already accomplishing this, I didn't think that I could. And just also just like in general, like just like negative, you know, um insecurities, and just having just these negative thoughts control my inaction is what held me back a lot. I mean, now, as the reason why I want to share this is because I'm actually actively making videos, and there are times where I still doubt myself, like if this is going where I want it to go, if I'm being direct and clear, and like people can understand me. And I've definitely learned to just, I don't want to say go with the flow, but actually I'm gonna say go with the flow. Like, I've learned to um just be a little nicer to myself, and very gentle and open-minded, and honest with my situation and where I'm at. I'm not gonna be, I kept telling myself, like, I'm not gonna be this guru, spokesperson from day one. It's gonna take time. And so just having that in my conscious, and knowing this, it brings relief in it, and it helps me process things better. But that was just like an example of me, and how the way I thought kind of held me back from this, because it's been a year since I've fully started to try to make my videos, and then it's been a month since I posted my first video, and I'm actively making goals and progress and trying to change my way of thinking, because I think that if I stay stuck in the past or anything like that, I can never progress and move forward. And I always want to evolve and keep growing and be better than I was yesterday. So that was that. But yeah, but this isn't really okay. That was just my experience and my perspective and truth about on this. But this can go further and deeper. And if you're sad, if you're someone that's sad or just thinks negatively about yourself, again, it's easier said than done. But I think that if you're already aware of just this like lost feeling in you, or like this way of thinking that you think to be true, it's already enough to even start even taking the first steps to becoming someone that doesn't think this way, and becoming someone that it actually is who you think you're not. But does that make wait? Someone that is who you want to be and everything you want. A book that helped me, I want to share this because I think that this really opened my eyes, and it also gave me a sense of relief when I read this, and it made so much sense. This book just taught me so much. It was a book I needed when I was at my lowest, and I was feeling very unsure of myself. Just about like me as a person, and not knowing who I wanted to become, and what I wanted to do, and how I wanted my future to be like, and just like having all these overthinking thoughts about, future, but also my present self, but also my past, and just overwhelming feeling of who I am, and in my essence. But once I read this book, it sort of brought me so much clarity and relief, and it made me feel hopeful again. That is The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. That's him. It's such a good book. It taught me a lot, and I really do recommend this to anyone who may be struggling with themselves, with their future, with just loving and like having love in their life in general. This is it. I'm gonna read. It's about personal growth and self-help. I'm gonna read the back for you guys in case it's something you're interested in. It goes, in The Mastery of Love, Don Miguel Ruiz eliminates the fear-based belief and assumption that undermine love and lead to suffering and drama in our relationship. Using insightful stories to bring his message to life, Ruiz shows us how to heal our emotional wounds, recover the freedom and joy that are our birthright, and restore the spirit of playfulness that is a vital to loving relationships. The Mastery of Love includes why domestic and the image of perfection lead to self-rejection, the war of control and that slowly destroys most relationships, why we hunt for love in others and how to capture the love inside us, how to finally accept and forgive ourselves and others. So please check this out if you are anyone who wants to learn more about themselves, wants to get into self-help, personal growth, all that type of stuff. It's a really good book, and I hugely recommend it. But that was all for today. I might have more recommendations for books. I've read a lot, and a lot have helped me. A lot of them, in a nutshell, all have the same, like they all capture the same thing, which is like just really loving yourself. So that is my journey, and that I hope is able to help you in your journey. And you guys are you are so capable of becoming everything you want to become. You are able to change your thoughts, and once you change your thoughts, you change your life. I really truly believe that. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.